What's up, guys? This is Coach Grant with First Down Training, and today we're going to be breaking down 3 wide receiver press release hand combat techniques that you guys can do to get separation against a physical DB off the line, a patient DB off the line, and just get you more overall separation. Let's get started. All right, guys, so the first hand combat technique move that we're going to talk about is called the Shrug Move. Okay, so the one thing that you got to understand, though, about press release hand combat is that it starts with your feet. You have to set this guy up with your feet. A lot of wide receivers, what they'll do is they'll just work the feet and their hands are down and they'll get jammed. Then a lot of wide receivers, they will just work the hands, but they don't move their feet, and that screws up timing with the quarterback. You have to have a combination of both. So if I were to set this DB up with my feet, let's say he's inside shade and I worked him off the platform here, something you can use is called a shrug move. So if this DB shoots with this hand, right, I already got him off his platform. I moved him off the platform, so if I want to take this outside release, I already got that if he's shooting this hand, because then I could shrug. Now when you shrug his hand off, maybe he tries to recover with this hand, that's something you could react to and we get his hips off. But if he shoots with this outside hand so he can open up, that shrug is something that you can do to get his hands off you, to maintain timing, and to maintain spacing on the route. So the shrug move is the first move that you guys want to use, maybe in a situation where you work the DB inside and you're trying to take an outside release, or you work him outside and you're shrugging his outside arm with your outside arm. Also, fellas, if you're a wide receiver and you guys would like an 8-week daily wide receiver gym and on-field workout schedule, check out that very first link in the description below. We give you a daily set workout plan with over 500 plus drills and gym exercises that you could do in the gym and the field on a day-to-day basis. We give you a video example of each drill, the sets and reps behind each gym exercise, and an example of each gym exercise as well. So that is a daily ultimate wide receiver training schedule. So check out that very first link below if interested, fellas. All right, guys, so the next wide receiver hand technique press release tip we're going to talk about, or press release technique, I should say, is a swat and rip underneath. Okay, so what this would be is like same scenario, but this is for a two-handed jam from this DB. So let's say this DB's lined up maybe a little bit more inside shaded, I guess you could say, and we attack his leverage and move him off the ball, but he's shooting with 2 hands. So when he shoots with 2 hands, obviously, like we said, he's inside shade. What release do I want to take on this route? I want to take an outside release. So when I take this outside release, I know I just have to beat his outside arm because I set him up with the feet. So you would swat. Now with this right hand, you want to make sure that you don't swat on the elbow. Here, could you show this arm? You don't swat on the elbow. You don't swat on the shoulder. Or that's where you do want to swat. You don't want to swat his hands. You don't want to hit him at his wrist because that's not a strong position. You want to hit elbow or hit shoulder. So he swats with this hand. I'm going elbow or shoulder. Now when I swat to beat his recovery hand, I want to stay as tight as we can to his hip and rip underneath, because when I rip back underneath like so, I'm not widening myself out. Because if I come off here and I set him up and he shoots his hands and I swat, but I widen out, he's still going to be able to recover and reroute me to the sideline. So we have to stay hip to hip with him, just like any release that we teach, but make sure that we are swatting that arm. When we set him up off the platform, we swat, staying tight hip to hip, so we can get skinny on the route with that swat and rip underneath move. All right, guys, so this next wide receiver press release hand technique movement is going to be this pull and rip movement, okay? So this is what you would want to use against an overly physical DB who's right up on the line of scrimmage, and you would want to pair this with a step back release. Like we talked about, press releases are not just about the hands. They're not just about the feet. They're about combining them both and being efficient with my hands. So when I come off here and this DB is going to get real physical, he's right up on the line, not giving me space. When that ball is snapped, a good release you can do is a step back release. But sometimes you see it all the time, you know, 1-on-1, 7-on-7, and I'm not trying to get you ready for that situation, but it's a good situation for competition and to impress a coach if you're at a camp or you're at some kind of tournament for your high school team. So when this guy's real physical, we want to show that we can get off this jam. So a step back is good to do that. But when this guy lunges, you have to remember that he loses his base. When he lunges, he's off balance. So that's when you want to grab his hands and pull. So I go here, I step back, I grab, I pull, and I get up into the route. But you have to set it up with the feet first and then attack him with those hands with that pull back method. All right, guys, I really want to thank you for watching. We really appreciate it here. If you guys have any questions at all, don't hesitate to leave those in the comment section below. We always appreciate the feedback. Always great to hear from you guys. And again, fellas, if you would like a 8-week wide receiver daily gym and on-field training schedule with over 500 plus wide receiver gym and on-field exercises, check out that very first link in the description below. I'll see you guys next time.